All right, so the alternative method to what we've been doing, okay, is called point-slope formula. You use point-slope form when you have a point and when you have a slope. Crazy how they name that, right? Okay. When you have a point and when you have a slope, just like the problems we just did, you can use this formula, okay, to help you get it in slope-intercept form. Okay. We just did that practice in a second. We'll come back to that. Okay. What point-slope form is, and this is on that sheet I just handed out that we're going to go over in just a second. This is the formula for point-slope form. Y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. Okay. And you have three things you plug in. You plug in a y-coordinate, you plug in the slope, and you plug in an x-coordinate. When you have, again, it's when you have a point and when you have a slope, you can use point-slope form. My point would be xy. My slope would be m. I plug those in. Okay, this is an equation in point-slope form. So, for example, if I have an equation that I want to write in point-slope form that has a slope of 4 and goes through this point, I'm going to plug those things in here. So, for y1, I'm going to plug in the y-coordinate, which is -1. Right? Y minus -1 equals, for m, I'm going to plug in the slope, which they told me is 4. Parentheses. And then for the x-coordinate, I'm going to plug in that x-coordinate. X minus 0. This is what we call as in point-slope form. Now, it's pretty simple to go from point-slope form to slope-intercept form. I'm going to show us that in just a second. All we have to do is get y by itself. Well, first of all, I should probably simplify this. What's this double negative I need to change to? Yeah, I should probably change that to a y plus. Okay? But this is just in point-slope form. So we're going to take a short break here on your sheet. Okay, look at number 4 on your sheet that I just handed out. It says to put that equation with that slope of -2/5 and the 0.51 in point-slope form. Okay. So it says the slope is -2/5 and the point is 5,1. I want you to just put that in point-slope form and stop. Again, this is point-slope form. So I want you to plug in that, and just write that on that line. Okay. I want you to plug in those three things in point-slope form. This is what you're given. Plug in those three things in point-slope form. This is number 4 on that sheet. So hopefully that's what you got when you plugged it in point-slope form. Y minus the y-coordinate, which we call y1, equals m, which is -2/5, x minus the x-coordinate, which was 5. This is in point-slope form. Okay. That's in point-slope form. I'm going to show you in a second how to go from point-slope to slope-intercept, how to get y by itself. We're just moving stuff around. But I just want you to put it in point-slope form right now. So jump to number 5. Number 5 says slope of 5 through the point -2, 6. I want you to put that in point-slope form.
Which number?
Number 5, the next one. I want you to put that in point-slope form. And write it on that line. Hopefully when you plug those in, you got this. But that double negative, you change to a plus. Okay? That's in point-slope form. Go ahead and do number 6. Okay? Plug in your y-coordinate. Y minus your y-coordinate equals m, which whatever your slope is, parenthesis x minus your x-coordinate.
Is this a home set?
No. Now that you know how to get it in slope-intercept form, I want to see how can we go, point-slope form. You put it in point-slope form. How do you go from point-slope form to slope-intercept form? So here's another example. This one's not on your sheet. It says the slope is -2, and the point is through 3, 1. Now, we just did a problem like this before we knew what point-slope form was. You said, okay, the slope is -2. You plug that in for m. You plug in that for y, that for x, and y equals mx plus b, and you solve for b. Let's first plug this into point-slope form. So what am I going to plug in for y1 here?
Just positive
1. What am I going to plug in for m?
-2.
-2, that's my slope, good. And what am I going to plug in for x1?
X.
3, right, because that's my point. Let's say I wanted to put this in slope-intercept form. That means y equals mx plus b form. All I have to do is two things. I have to first get rid of those parentheses, and I can do that by distributing that -2. Y minus 1 equals -2 times x is just -2x. And -2 times -3 is +6. All I have to do is get this y by itself now. How do I move that -1 to the other side of the equal sign? Add it. Y equals -2x plus 7. Now it's in slope-intercept form. Okay. I distributed, got rid of the parentheses, I moved that, I got y by itself, I isolated the variable. Okay. So that's all you have to do to get it in slope-intercept form from point-slope form. So flip over to the back page of that sheet. Flip over to the back page. Okay. And on number 7 there, I want you to put it in point-slope form and then get it in slope-intercept form.
On the back?
On number 7, yep. I want you to put it in point-slope form first, just like this one. And then I want you to get it in slope-intercept form. Okay? So follow this example if you need to. Put it in point-slope form first, just like you did on the other side. And then get y by itself, or isolate the variable, solve for y. So I have y minus 2 equals -3x. Now this is a -3 times I treat that as a -1, so it should be a what then? Positive 3 multiplying. Okay. So then finally I need to move this -2 to the other side because slope-intercept form isolates y or gets y by itself. Y equals -3x plus 5.
Yes! Bang.
Okay. So I went from point-slope form to slope-intercept form. Again, that's the same answer as we did earlier, right? We're still putting it in slope-intercept form. If you like the other way, that's fine. Okay, but this point-slope form kind of puts it all together at once, and then you can just simplify that equation. Okay. All right, try number 6. That'll be the last one number 8. Number 8 will be the last one we do on that sheet. Number 8. Put it in point-slope form, and then get it in slope-intercept form. So on that number 8, some of you are finishing up. That's fine. Okay. You had a slope of 1/4. You had a point 8,3.
That's in neon green.
Oh, neon. Okay.
Point slope formula. I need to plug in my y coordinate, my slope, and my x coordinate. So I'm going to take y minus 3, that my y coordinate is 3, equals 1/4 x minus 8. I need to distribute this 1/4 to get rid of the parentheses, to both terms inside the parentheses. So I have y minus 3 equals 1/4 x. Remember, when you multiply fractions, multiply the numerators and denominators. 1 times -8 is -8. 4 times 1 is 4. So -8 divided by 4 is -2, or minus 2. Last step, I just need to get y by itself, move that minus 3 to the other side, so I will add it. I get y equals 1/4 x plus 1. That's the slope-intercept form of that equation. Okay?